Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with episode 2 of season 1 for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Are they calling these ones books? I just see episode 2, it doesn't even say season or book. I wasn't huge into the first episode. If you guys watched my first episode, which I'm assuming you did because you're into episode 2, I may have hyped it up so much in my own mind that I made it out to be worse than it is. I don't know. I didn't go back and watch episode 1. I started watching Delicious in Dungeon, which I love, and I'm probably going to finish that before this, but it also is a much quicker watch. There are 8 episodes out of Delicious in Dungeon, and you could watch them all in like 3.5 hours, whereas this is a commitment. It's like 7.5 hours if you add them all up, maybe closer to 8 hours. You guys heard my nitpicks. I don't want to be a drag. I'm going to go into this with a fresh, open mind and not be negative. But just to go through the negatives before we forget about them, the biggest negatives I could see, and I did watch other reviewers, I did watch other reactors. A lot of my negatives are things I've heard other people say. I even saw right now, it had a Rotten Tomato score of like 59 when I last looked. So it isn't doing phenomenal. Only reason I'm saying it is because I thought maybe I'm crazy. I'm like, I usually like everything. I told you guys on this channel, I've had people literally say there's nothing you don't like. You like everything, to the point where people think I'm faking it, like I just pretend I like everything. So I'm just trying to be honest, and I thought Aang was lacking in the acting. When he cried, I felt it was very forced and almost, I didn't believe him. I just didn't believe the emotions. And when Aang spoke, I feel like it was all being dictated and like thought of before he did it. And you're supposed to be more like, you know, natural and go with the flow. I said Sokka was my favorite, and I saw like tons of people saying Sokka looks like he is almost taken right out of the animated show. And that's what I thought. He not only looks like Sokka, he sounds like him, he does his things. He is lacking on the sexism and stuff, but I did hear before I started watching this that they died that down because of the world we live in, let's say, just to put it nicely. Everything else was good. I thought Appa looked great. A lot of the CGI looked great. The parts of the CGI I didn't like, I think were intentional, so that's just my opinion. Let's just jump in, see where we go. But I think right now, and I'm just going to point it out, and then we're going to try to forget about it and hope it gets better. But I think the two biggest problems as far as acting, because everyone else I think did a good job. There's a lot of polished older actors in this that I've seen in many things, and they're doing great. I honestly thought Aang was the most lacking, and then after him was Zuko. And these are two of the most important people in the show. Zuko wasn't as noticeable, but I feel like once I started noticing Aang's acting was a problem, that I started nitpicking other things. And if I had to say who is the second worst, and I hate to put it that way, but for lack of better word, I think Zuko was next. And then everybody else was pretty great. Katara was great. Sokka was great. Iroh was great. Let's just jump in. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full unedited. If you're seeing episode 2 on YouTube, odds are we are several episodes ahead. Same thing with Delicious in Dungeon, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, My Hero Academia, and Bleach, Chainsaw Man, Cobra Kai, and Stranger Things. When the final seasons start, just check out in the description is the link for Patreon, full unedited everything. If not, episode 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
He ran! The ultimate warrior!
But it's
The
clear that this
ultimate
avatar
warrior.
is not what you nor anyone else would have expected.
I'm still the heir to the throne. That's gotta mean something. Even in this dustbin corner of the world.
And in this case, it is precisely because we are in a more quiet part of the world that we have an advantage.
Maybe something in her shrine will help me control my power before...
You kill someone?
Yes.
Before it happens again.
Well, I like Sokka's way better.
We did our part. We saved him from the firebenders. Now it's time to go home. Save the
Sokka's
world.
my favorite.
Us.
Why not? If the world is gonna have any chance, we do have a duty, and it's to protect the Avatar.
Protect him?
Sokka, you
It's
just
about
said
more
we
than
did.
just helping Aang.
Sokka literally just
Ever
said
since he came into
we
our
did our
lives,
job. We
things have
protected him.
changed for me.
I would say right now, the music is the best part, because that I haven't had a single issue with.
Katara, something's wrong with your bag.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I totally didn't even think of this.
Hey! That's our food!
I like him.
What is that?
A wing gleamer.
What's this?
The path to the
My dear
righteous one.
Katara, this scroll has been passed down among the waterbenders of our tribe for generations. But with the Fire Nation hunting for benders, it was just too dangerous for you to have.
That's how I would
Never
get
forget that.
my forms in Taekwondo. I am a waterbender, is what I'm
Hey.
saying.
You ready to leave?
When it comes to like creatures like Appa and stuff, Detective Pikachu crew is doing their job.
Goodbye, Gyatso. I'm sorry.
That was better. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was better. I buy it this time. So far, so good. So far, so good. My sister was like, maybe you were tired and cranky. Warriors. That's all I gotta say. I am a warrior. Who sings that? Is that Hart? Pat Benatar? Look at this frickin' beast. Look at that. Look at his horns. Those of you who watch the animated show, my cat that I had for 18 years was named Momo.
Quail pole.
Are we gonna see
Very
the cabbage
good
guy?
for-
Vitality?
This port houses the headquarters of the Regional Fire Nation Commander. If anything unusual were to happen in the vicinity, it will be reported here. Sticky rice.
Iroh in the cartoon was one of my favorite. Look at that giant Kyoshi warrior statue. Oh, here come the. Look at this. Oh my god, they're already on us.
You're making a mistake. He's the Avatar. Ridiculous.
I mean, that does sound ridiculous. Is the statue lighting up the eyes? The eyes.
I think that might be a sign.
Yeah. They're one of
By
my favorite
keeping
too.
to
I love the
ourselves,
look of the Kyoshi
We
warriors.
expect the outside world.
Specifically
to do the same.
one.
To be honest, I don't know what life has been like anyway.
That's my girl right there. This is a deep cut, but is she the lady who's the teacher of Jonathan Brandis in Sidekicks? That's such a
not about
weird
them.
reference.
Who else may come, I know.
Such a fierce warrior. And yet such a kind heart.
Mother.
I'm reminded. So we will open our village to our guests.
Sokka is
It's a big
hitting it off.
responsibility, all these people's lives in your hands.
Before she died, Avatar Kyoshi trained an elite force in her image. That is why I'm not just a warrior. I'm a Kyoshi warrior.
Got that, Sokka? Immediate favorite of
Need
mine.
recent surveillance reports, nautical maps. The more detailed, the better.
Ooh.
And you are?
It's Miles from Lost.
As I was
He's in a lot of
saying,
things. He's in Person of Interest too.
Excuse my nephew.
Commander Zhao.
Commander
At your
Zhao.
service.
There's Zhao.
There's food in the village hall.
Did you have to stare at him bathing? Is he naked? No, he's not. He looks so much different with his hair down. I gotta say, I am way more happy with episode 2 so far. I'm into it. Throw that water ball at someone's head. Is a Kyoshi warrior gonna run in and be like, "What you doing?"
You caught on quickly. You're a real waterbender, Katara.
I gotta say, she's got a way about her, the actress. I mean, well, it's Katara. Which is great, because that's what I need from her in the beginning. And then she becomes a badass and runs everything. Look at this feast of greatness. Colorful. Momo is
Just
great.
try that gun drumstick.
I want that giant statue in my backyard.
Gotta admit,
Is it a lion or
it has a
something?
way with people.
Is that a
Connection.
wolf? What is that
Building
thing?
bridges.
I want it. Is that a
That's how
wolf
he's
wearing a
gonna be the
necklace? Oh, I remember that.
There's a reason we've avoided that all these years.
Avoided a lot of things by living the way we do.
He's a threat. And the sooner he and his friends are off our island, the better.
She's like, we gotta eat the Avatar.
The Avatar.
We
Yes,
have to
sir.
eat
He
him.
thinks he's found the Avatar. Gather any reports of unusual sightings in the last few days. Anything out of the ordinary, no matter how small.
For instance, giant light shooting to the sky like Godzilla breathing out of the ocean. Oh. You better watch you don't get stabbed. She's gonna take them all out. She's gonna take them all out. Let's get married right now.
Wow.
Where did it go? Sokka and the Kyoshi warrior, Suki.
Only justice will bring peace.
He's just too powerful.
What if nothing in here can help me?
All the previous avatars are incarnations of your past lives. The answers aren't inside here. They're inside you.
Zhao's bone. We have to get there before him.
I used to have to do these hours a day. It was all just forms, doing this over and over, learning balance and forms and punching and kicking. Kiss her! I know you don't. I know you don't.
Avatar Kyoshi, help me.
Help me.
It's about time.
If I smoked, that would have tripped me out a
Can't
little
we go
bit.
any faster?
I like the imagery.
Sometimes hope can be a cruel thing.
Kyoshi Island. Quality. And I'm telling you, that's the lady from Sidekicks, the teacher lady. Are we gonna get that kiss? I don't think we get it yet. Nope, it's gonna get held up. Yeah, like
It's the town alarm. Someone's coming.
she's phenomenal. Even her acting, everything about her, Suki. Oh shit! I'm remembering this from the animated.
Where are you?
You must fill several roles, and many of them require unparalleled strength. The Avatar state is a combination of all your past lives focusing their energy through you.
You never go full Avatar.
In Pai Show, the first move is not always the best. There may be another.
Iroh, you genius. This actor is great at being like condescending. Yeah, I know all about this.
For the Fire Nation to get involved.
You and your men are the only outsiders here.
You won't mind if we take a look ourselves.
I expected as much.
I'm just chilling on the mountain. Don't mind me at all. Don't mind me up here. I don't have an avatar.
Every Avatar is different. And I will show you what will happen if you fail.
Well,
tragedy awaits the North, and unless you do something about it,
we saw the Water Tribe.
Merciless warrior.
Momo! Oh my god! It sounded just like a freaking. Sokka's gonna take the hit.
Where is the Avatar?
She's like, I backed the wrong side. Oh.
No one's going to stand in.
I will show you what that power can do.
Too bad Zhao wasn't part of that. This is pretty cool. We know we back the right side now.
There's nothing here that we've lost that can't be replaced.
Quality episode. I feel like we're almost done. Kiss? Is this the kiss? Oh, and there you get your very own fan. You get a boomerang fan and an appa flying away. The old lady's like, "Aw, you got some action."
Zuko clearly isn't going to give up. Nifty trick you pulled back there, channeling Scary Lady. And a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
2 of them. We got 2 flying balls of fur.
Really?
Amazing.
Like I walked into that one.
And that's from the show too. I will recall the moments when they happened, and that was one of them.
If Your Highness had been more forthcoming earlier.
He blames Zuko. I love
put
it.
This behind us.
Zuko's gonna say something.
Don't tell anyone.
He said it's
No one
so
else can know.
unsure.
We would be honored to have your
Yeah,
partnership.
you gotta play ball,
and
Zuko.
your loyalty.
Especially with that kind of information.
To your supreme eminence.
And here it
the
is.
great flame of the world. I know this information may arrive as a shock.
Awesome.
I have witnessed these events with my very eyes. One that could change the future.
Daniel Day Kim!
The Avatar has returned.
All right, everybody. So that is it for episode 2. In my mind, phenomenally better than episode 1. Maybe it's my love for the Kyoshi Warriors. Maybe it's my love for Lost and seeing Miles. And at the very end there, Daniel Day Kim. He was one of the few people I knew way back was casted into this role. I honestly forgot about Miles till I saw him. And then I remembered seeing the article the other day. And I said it during the show. But he claims that he went to the auditions thinking it was James Cameron's Avatar. And I know a lot of people make that mistake, but if you're in the world of movies and TV, you usually know the difference between the two. However, I was told that he thought he was auditioning for James Cameron's Avatar, which obviously didn't matter because he got the role of Zhao. So, I mean, you gotta play ball to a certain extent when you have that kind of information, regardless of who you're aligned with. Unless you kill the dude and everyone involved, you gotta work with them. But we see now that immediately after he promised all these things, he went right to work and wrote a letter, and now Daniel Day Kim knows. The Warriors were great. The Kyoshi Warriors were great. Suki, I didn't want to say anything till we got the introductions, but right away they lock eyes. You see Sokka and her have a thing going on. The lady, I'm sorry, I'm brain farting on the name, but the mother lady runner of the Kyoshi Warriors, I swear that is the lady from Sidekicks, which came out like 25 years ago. I remember watching it as a young child. Like I had to be like 10, 12 years old. I'm 42 now, so talking 30 plus years ago maybe. I also know she was in many other things. And something recently I saw with her, but the first thing that came to mind, I guess because she's dealing with youngsters and that's what Sidekicks was, I'm like, oh my God, it's the teacher lady from Sidekicks. And we had Mr. Dumpling, who was Iroh's voice. That's crazy. It's a connection. I wonder if that's intentional. Probably not, but I made it a connection. Either way, great episode. The CGI, I feel like, was better. Aang's acting was better. If anything was a negative, I feel like Zuko is slacking on the acting a little bit, but not enough to like piss me off or take me out of it. I'm just like looking for a negative to point out. Not everything could be sunshine and rainbows, but Suki and Sokka's relationship was phenomenal. The actress who played Suki might be one of the best in the entire show. I believed everything she said. She's gorgeous. She's smart. She's a badass. She was doing everything right. The whole Kyoshi Warrior group was a great asset and a great addition, which obviously we knew was coming. The Warriors is the name of the episode. But we also got Momo, which I love. I told you during the episode, my cat of 18 years was Momo. That's what we called him. His name was Momo. When I started watching Avatar, I'm like, no friggin' way. An adorable little pet called Momo. I could relate. And my pet, I'm pretty sure he was 18 years old and passed away like 10 years ago. So I got him in my teenage years. I don't think Avatar existed till I was like in my 20s. Either way, love what we saw. Gonna jump into some more. I'm happy to see it has made me happier in general, because part of me was like, I hope I don't go into episode 2 and I still feel the same way, because then I'm gonna want to finish, but I'm gonna be like a drag. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that everyone's like, dude, what's wrong with you? This is a great show. And I'm just like not getting it or missing out or something like that. So awesome. The Fire Nation is banding together. We have the Kyoshi Warriors telling us what we got to do. We jumped into the body of the other Avatar form because we were by the shrine. So when we're by the shrine, we could do that and we could jump in and be unstoppable, basically, at least in that kind of scenario. But great stuff. You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to actually jump into Delicious in Dungeon. I'm going to do one of these and then a Delicious in Dungeon. I'm going to keep going back and forth until I complete both series. And I think I'll have it done, both series, by this Thursday when Delicious in Dungeon drops episode 9. So let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see the full unedited versions of all of these. If you're seeing this one on YouTube, like I said, odds are there are already 2 or 3 episodes ahead on Patreon in full. Hundreds of other movies and shows: My Hero Academia, Bleach, Chainsaw Man, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We just finished Percy Jackson, True Detective Season 4, on to Cobra Kai and Stranger Things. When we're done with these 2, if they ever come out with their final seasons, check it out. Full unedited. Link in the description. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!